Now this is one of my favorite locations to train, but today it's blowing a gale, so I'm not sure if this microphone's going to work. Let's have a go. If not, I'm going to do a voiceover. Today's training is going to be back lever, handstand push-ups and splits. So a little bit of legs, a little bit of push, a little bit of pull, mix up the bent arm and the straight arm. So I'm going to go upside down on these bars, go into a skin the cat type position to warm the shoulders up, toes to the floor, but keep going down and then come back out again just to warm up the shoulders. Get ready for that back lever position. Okay, for the handstand push-ups, I'm just going to warm up on chest to walls. This is a really good one for you guys, especially if you don't have freestanding yet. So I'm just open and closing the shoulder, reaching up high when I come back towards the wall. So notice the shoulders are closing, reaching up, so open and closing that shoulder, taking now a little bit of more movement, so going to slight partial range towards that handstand push-up, but notice how the shoulders are still coming out before I come down. So for the splits, I'm just opening and closing the hip with some Cossack squats, getting used to going down into that straight leg position, and then making this leg as much like the squat as I can. I'm trying not to lean forwards, so I'm trying to keep my shoulder behind the front knee. Now for the back lever, I'm just going to go upside down again, so into that inverted position, go towards the German hang, but this time I'm going to stay on a tight tuck, so knees towards the chest, heels towards the butt, and I'm just going to lower down. Now this one you might need someone to spot you in terms of position, so tell you where your hips are relative to your shoulders, and I'm just going to hold that position. The other way I do it is to set up a video and then look from the side. And the handstand push-ups, I want to go into full reps, taking the head down towards the floor, because I can do that comfortably for like 5 to 10 reps. So I'm going to, oh shit, okay, maybe I don't do that. Let's turn this around. This wind is crazy. So I'll take the credit from that first 1 or 2, 3. So obviously if you don't have the full reps, you can stay against the wall and go all the way up and down, or you can go into your pike handstand push-up position. Just make sure you're opening the hip, opening the shoulder all the way at the top, taking the shoulder forwards before you bend the arms to come down. Then for splits, I'm just going to start to go down towards the middle split. I'm going to put my hands onto something. Getting the height right for this is quite important. So I don't want something too low, I don't want something too high. So for me, this height is pretty good. So I should be able to get down and have an open hip. So open hips means, so that's closed hip. Ideally, I should be open hip when I'm going into the split position. Now it is much easier to get deeper with a closed hip position. So you see I can go much deeper, but I'm going to push the hip forwards. Now I am at the moment doing a 30-day challenge or test, if you like, assessment to see by just visiting this middle split position on a daily basis where I can get to. So I'm not actually going to train this that hard today. I went a little bit harder yesterday. I'm not going hard every day, I'm just visiting the position on most days. So today is going to be more of the position visit. I'll put up on the screen how I was yesterday at day 6 of doing this. Now obviously if you're new to it, I wouldn't recommend hitting it too hard, especially on consecutive days, but I would definitely visit the position. That's how I've made my pancake and hamstrings much more flexible. Okay, same thing with the back lever. So I'm going to go upside down again. This time, instead of staying in a tight tuck, I'm going to go down to that position and I'm going to start to open out. So you can see now that's more like a advanced tuck position. So flat back, heels are at butt, knees roughly in line with hip crease. Okay, I'm going to test myself now with deficit handstand push-ups at this height in this wind, which is probably stupid, but it's a soft floor and I'm pretty confident with my balance ability. Let's find out. So see if I can get a couple of deficit. So coming down to collarbone, back up 1. Oh, it's so windy. Now, if you feel strong enough for deficit pike push-ups, you could do that if your balance isn't great, but you want to start playing with deficit. Or you could go deficit with your feet up on the wall, so like chest to wall position. So open the shoulders there, close the shoulder, go down, collarbone, try to touch, push back out, back open again. So obviously that's harder than your standard pike push-up. Middle splits, I'm just going to go into my more of a straddle position. So more like seated straddle, good morning, but very wide with the feet. And then try and open the hip up once I'm in position. So there's the pancake position. So there you could come down towards your seated pancake position. But from there, I'm going to lift up and try and push the hip forwards, more into that split position. Okay, I'm going to go towards a full back lever now, but to give you the idea of the positions, exactly the same as the front lever or the planche position. So tight tuck would be your easiest position, then you open up to a advanced tuck or flat back tuck position. Then you can start to go out to your frog position, so you just want your knees to go in that direction, not in that direction when you go straddle or frog, and then open out to straddle, and then you can start to go into your straight position, so straight back lever there, or you could go towards half lay, which is that position. So I'm going to go straight into full back lever, see if I can get 10 seconds on the bar. Let's see. And like I mentioned, ideally you would have the camera up at this height as well. I just can't put my tripod up any higher today because the camera's going to blow over. Okay, handstand push-up, going to 90-degree handstand push-ups now. So trying to keep the body straight all the way down and kiss the floor, and then back up again. Obviously your hat needs to turn around for this one, and see if the wind knocks me out. So starting in the handstand position. Hands are a little bit externally rotated with this one to create a little bit more space. Coming down, come forwards enough so tippy toes touch. And then legs together, push back out of there. And show control at the top. And then splits is just more of the same. I'm probably going to do this as my last set today. So like I say, I'm not going too crazy today because yesterday I was pushing it pretty hard. And I just want to go steady. I'd rather do every day visit. I just want to see if I can sit upright in that position. It's leaning forwards a bit too much. So when I do like assess my middle splits, I like to go sideways on as well, so I can see what that hip's doing. What you see, especially today, is the hip is sitting a bit too far back. My torso is too far forwards. See there. So a different way of getting into your back lever is to actually go into the position first and then lower into it instead of opening out. So I'm going to try and go into full back lever, lowering into it, so from that position, and then lower down nice and slowly. Okay, and then what's seen as the hardest variation of the handstand push-up is the dead press. So I'm going to try and get into a straighter body position if I can. That's the hard bit for me. I can get up, but I'll often like bend my knees or arch the body too much. So let's see if I can do it in straight body. No straight body today. But once I'm up, 90-degree eccentric to come back down. No, too hard today. That wasn't ideal recording conditions, but I want to put more videos out of like realistic training sessions to show you what I actually do. So struggled with the handstand balance and with the video in today, but I hope you got some value out of it. Stick any comments or questions down below, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.